Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday. It is the final day in what I hope has been a really fabulous and amazing week. Let me just play that little thing there. There we go. All right, so Fridays are all about celebrating how amazing or how far you've come, the actions that you've taken this week that have helped you to do more of what it is that you do. Good morning, Beck. So it might be things that you've done with clients, it might be actions that you've taken, it might be things that you've learned, it could be absolutely anything. Good morning, Kelly. I've got a bit of a long list of celebrations this week, and I guess like the first thing that I really wanted to make mention of is around seeing the hard work pay off. Right? So celebrating hard work, celebrating effort. And I know that you guys who are watching, you're all about putting in the hard work and putting in the effort and making and getting movement happening, right? Hey, Tamara. So the first celebration, I guess, that I really wanted to share has been my absolute, I'm blown away. Hey, Joe. I've been really blown away with the way that the people who were, some of the people who were at Spy School last weekend, the activity, the sales, the momentum, the confidence, I'm just not going to be perfect, I'm just going to get out there and make shit happen, has been absolutely humbling to watch. So I'm celebrating the absolute shit out of that. So if there's any of you on here today, and I know that there's lots of you who are actively out there helping, coaching, whatever, you probably see this in your worlds. So the first thing that I'm celebrating is you guys, you who are out there and making it happen. That to me is, it's worth everything. It's just the best to see. Kelly saying, happy Friday, my webinar is almost up. I'm so motivated, the 30th of October. Boom, yay, so exciting, congratulations. I know you'll be sharing the links everywhere for that to happen, so go you, that's really awesome. So first celebration is celebrating you guys. Second celebration is a commitment that I made actually in the room, and it was to make sure that when I got home that I was really focusing on getting my health back on track. So some of you know we went to the States earlier on in the year, and that was really the start of a bit of a landslide in terms of me eating well for my body, exercising in the way that I want. And it was really interesting, drinking more champagne. It was really interesting to see the decline in my brain function, I guess. So usually when I'm eating really well for my body without the crap and the toxic stuff, right? It's really interesting to see the flow and effect. I've been waking up tired, but then my brain would take ages to start working. I'm carrying some extra inflammation, if you like, compared to how my body normally responds to food. So it's really interesting to see. I really committed last week that that I would get back on track, and this week has been really interesting. I've been noticing that my focus is really like bang on, and it's really there. It also feels like I've been a bit more resilient in dealing with different things that have come up, which I think is really curious, right? Most of us don't put the way that we eat and exercise and then marry that up with the way that we operate. Most of us don't put those two things together. I didn't realize that the food that I was eating and what I was drinking was having an impact on my brain, and therefore brain fog in the morning, and taking so long for that to then, work its way out. So it's been really interesting. Again, like I've known this for a few years, and I've tried over the last few years to eat really well for my body. Not everybody agrees with that, and that's fine. I mean, who has eggs in coffee? Me. But it's a bit strange. So anyway, I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating oh my gosh, all of the roller derbies. So hi, Judith. I've been training for Derby. We've got a competition tomorrow with my daughter. It's a low level competition, so it's not going to be full bouting level. I'm so excited about that, and therefore the lead up into this, like over the last couple of weeks with the training and the mindset and stuff, I'm just really, really looking forward to that. My book arrived. That's like a really big landmark. I can't believe I forgot it till just now. Like that book, oh my God, this has been a year in the making. A year in the making to make sure that it was exactly what you guys needed, that it's exactly a framework and a map to take you from not being sure what to do, so that what you need to do, why it's really important, how to do it. There's tools and resources that I've put together for you guys to use. I'm so excited about that. So that arrived, and in fact, all of you guys who have ordered it, it's packaged, sitting at the door, ready to be delivered to the post office today, because we needed to get some printing done and yada, yada, yada. So really excited to have those go out to everyone today. To me, I think one of the big reasons that I focus and I really push you guys to celebrate with me while you're on here is that it's really easy when we're feeling a bit blah or a bit, meh, or if we feel like things are taking so freaking long. It's really important to celebrate the little milestones, all the big milestones along the way. So one thing that I got my guys to do at Spy School last weekend was to sit down and actually work out what are the milestones, what are the landmarks that are going to come up over the next 18 months that are going to remind you that you are on the right track. What are you going to be on the lookout for? Because here's the thing. What we focus on is what we get, right? We've got, there's so much research, but mainly like the quantum physics tells us that our thoughts become things. So if we're focusing on celebrating, if we're focusing on the good things, if we're focusing on the positives, if we're looking for the silver lining, then you are much more likely, number one, to see more things that you can celebrate, and that actually raises your frequency or your vibration depending on your language. It lifts you up, it changes your mood, it helps you to change your state. And then doesn't mean that you're not gonna, you don't like kind of come back a little bit. You might, or you might continue to accelerate. So what we focus on is what we get. And we talked yesterday about not being hung up on the outcome of whatever it is that you're doing. Focus on the feelings that you can create. Focus on the results that you're going to be able to get for that other person, right? Without being hung up on the outcome. Come from that place of service when you're giving out there, and you'll find that the more that you celebrate your acts of service, the more that you celebrate and look for those things that you can be grateful for, the faster your results will come, and the more consistently they're going to come when you're out there and you're also taking action. Now, it's really funny. Kelly, we got off the live yesterday, and Kelly sent me a photo of a picture that she'd put up on her wall, a post-it note, I think it was, said, "Don't be hung up on the outcome." And I've got a post-it note up on my wall as well that says, "Don't be hung up on the outcome." And it's like IDGAF, like I don't give a fuck about what the outcome is. It's like I'm just going to focus on serving. So your next little post-it note thing that you can put up on your wall today, Kelly, and for the rest of you who are watching, is commercial patience. I learn't this from my mentor who I'm working with at the moment, Janine Garner. When I were a little bit earlier on in the year, like I've set these really big goals for this year, financial goals mainly for this year, and the book and the little landmarks along the way. I set those up at the start, and I got really frustrated probably about 4 months ago, and I've just said, you know what, I'm just so freaking impatient, everything's taking so goddamn long. I chucked a bit of a tantrum, I suppose, not at her, and it was probably more here on my own. Chucked this tantrum, and then I talked to her about it. She said, "Nicola, hang on a second. Have a look at the goals that we set at the start of the year. And this is why we need to do this, right? And we're coming up to the start of the year. So you can actually start setting your goals now for 2019. If you haven't done that yet, you need to get onto that. So she said, look, Nick, things have a time lag. And when we're building what it is that we're building, so we're getting into a multi-million-dollar business model. That's what we're looking at building over the next 3 years. It requires commercial patience. And I've just kind of gone, yeah. And roll my eyes because I'm like, I don't want to wait. I want it now. It's like, I can feel it. It's just like right there. Just hurry up and come to me. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've known for years and I've seen play out so many times. There is also this thing, so yeah, we've got commercial patience, but we've also got this thing called divine right timing. Yeah? And the universe, if you like, or God or source or whatever you believe, will give you what you want, but not until it's the divine right time or not until you're ready. So all of these things that have been going on over your journey, if you want to use journey, or over your drive, or hey Jeremy, or over the way and the time that you've been doing what you're doing, these are all the things that help you to build resilience. These are all the things that help you to build experience. These are all the things that help you to build the muscle so that by the time you get that thing that you want, you can actually sustain it. You can actually deal with it. You can actually work with it. Because here's the other part of this, if you go too fast, you get that thing that you want and then it might break or you might break. If you think about it in terms of building muscles at the gym, you don't want to just go from only lifting, 2 kilo weights to all of a sudden going and trying to lift 100 kilo weights because your arms will break, right? You'll pop a shoulder, your elbow will blow out, you'll tear a muscle. So you've got to build it up so that you can carry that thing that you really want by the time it's right. So there's a new post-it note for you today, commercial patience. It's my least favorite one, but I have it sitting right there so that when I do get impatient, which is, let's face it, regularly, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's okay. And then the other thing that I've got up on here is, I don't know if you guys can read that. It might be back to front. What it says is, oh no, it doesn't show through. It says you are building foundations, be okay with that, right? So you are building foundations, be okay with that. Now that can be foundations to the next $3 million. It might be the foundations to the first 100 grand. It might be the foundations to the first $250,000, $500,000, relationships with your children, whatever. Okay, it could be building the foundations to whatever that next goal, outcome, milestone thing is for you. Take the action, be okay, don't be hung up on the outcome, have commercial patience, but most of all, have freaking fun doing it along the way, all right? So I am, me and my Dallas hair, are getting ready to do some blogging today. So I'm going to have some new blogs to come out to you finally over the next few weeks. So we're going to do some filming today. I'm excited about getting that done. It's really interesting. I'm meeting someone who's been referred today. They're in town. So no one ever comes to Mildura unless it's, that's probably not true. Lots of people come to Mildura. But this particular person knows a friend of mine. So we're going to catch up for coffee and that'll be lovely. And then we're going to roll it into a derby competition weekend. So I'm so excited. Share your celebrations with me. I would really love to hear what you are celebrating the absolute shit out of today. We've got Kelly celebrating your webinar. Beck has had... Beck! You've had a business approach you to discuss partnering for their staff well-being. That is freaking amazing. And just because I've been putting this stuff out there, oh my God, you go, girl. Well done. That is so exciting. So exciting, guys. This is why I do what I do. It's to see you getting out there and making shit happen and changing the world. And it doesn't take rocket science, right? Beck committed not even 2 weeks ago to really getting out there and look at the stuff that's playing out and happening. So yay! All right, I will be here all day being excited. So I'm going to set you free about your Friday. Have a beautiful one. Have a great weekend. Take care, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Hopefully not with too many bruises following the Derby.